Welcome back. I'm joined by senior college football resident experts Tom Waterman and Mike Heil. Today we're doing a segment called From the Fans. Alex Sharon is out in the field getting questions from students on campus. Alex, what have you got for us?
Hey guys, I'm Alex Sharon here with this year's first edition of From the Fans, where we find out what the fans want to know. Eden, what do you want to know?
Hi everyone, I'm Eden. I'm from Maryland, and I was wondering what you thought about BYU becoming independent.
There you go, guys. What do you think about BYU?
All right, Mike, BYU, should they go independent?
Absolutely not. I hate this decision because it's all about money and it's
Exactly.
all about
That's what
exposure.
sports are about, though, Mike.
But it's not, Tom. Here's the thing. BYU has a chance to make, they've been in a program on the rise. They have a chance to do something really great. They have a chance to either stay in the Mountain West and have a great matchup between Boise State,
The
TCU, and
Mountain West, there's
BYU.
nothing great about the Mountain West. What's great is playing Texas, Notre Dame, Boston College, all out of conference.
Well,
That's
I would
what
love
gets you
for
to
them.
the final step.
Why don't they just join the Big 12 then? Colorado left. Take Colorado's spot. That's great for me.
You could, but what about that contract with ESPN? 8 years in a row, every single game is going to be on national TV or BYU TV, and you don't want to upset the Mormons, Mike.
Whoa.
You're absolutely right. You don't. But here's the thing. Because they're in this situation, they're independent, what's going to happen when the BCS time comes around? They're not in a strong conference. You can't give them that.
What about
They're
Notre
not in a
Dame?
weak conference.
Notre
You
Dame
can't
isn't
discount
in a conference, and they get that exclusive deal. You finish top 8, you make the title game, BCS game. Why don't give that to BYU?
Because it's unfair. I've always thought Notre Dame having that automatic spot was unfair. They haven't been good in like a decade. They don't deserve that spot. BYU doesn't deserve that spot.
All right, guys, let's move on to our next question. Alex?
We're back with Sam to find out what's on her mind. Sam?
Hi, I'm Samantha from Harrisburg, North Carolina, and I want to know what team has been the surprise this season.
Great question. Guys, what do you think?
Tom, who's the big surprise this year in college football?
I really like Auburn so far. I think Cameron Newton, Auburn's quarterback this year, a transfer from Florida, then Blinn College, might actually be better than Denard Robinson and making a better impact already so far. They beat South Carolina, they beat Clemson. This is a tough, hard-nosed team that might give Alabama a run for their money down the road.
You know what? I hear what you're saying, but I gotta disagree. If you're calling any team from the SEC a surprise good team, it's not a surprise. Like SEC is a good conference. Michigan is my pick. You talk about Denard Robinson. This guy came out of nowhere, and everyone was calling for last year to be Rich Rodriguez's hot seat year. Then they said this year is going to be his hot seat year.
But who have they played so far? They beat Bowling Green. Who else have they played?
You
Notre
know,
Dame?
Their schedule hasn't been that great, but UConn and Notre Dame were giving them some troubles in the past. They came out strong this year and had big wins against them. I think they're coming back in a big way. Robinson's injury is reported to be very, very minor. I think they're going to come back and make a good, strong run to the season. And we're really going to find out because at the end of the season,
Come back
Auburn's
in a
going
few
to
weeks after they've played these Big Ten opponents, Wisconsin, Ohio State, Iowa. Tell me then in a few weeks if they're still a contender.
I agree with you, but if we have the matchup in the late season with Auburn, Alabama, or Michigan, Ohio State, it comes down to those four. I pick Michigan over Ohio State over Auburn, Alabama any day.
I got to side with Mike on this one because Denard Robinson has just been lights out. I mean, the guy counts for like 400 yards a game by himself. I mean, that's completely ridiculous. I got to go with Michigan. Thought they would be terrible. Alex, let's get our next question.
Great job so far, guys. I'm here with Ted, who's got another question for you.
Hi, my name's Ted Russell, and I'm from Cumberland, Maine. And my question is USC's name going to be tainted due to the Reggie Bush scandal?
Great question, Ted. What are your thoughts, guys?
All right, Mike. Is there fallout from USC?
Absolutely. How could you not have a kind of fallout from this? It's not just Reggie Bush. That's why I say this. It's not just Reggie Bush giving back the Heisman because I don't think that's as big of a deal. Reggie Bush, he just won a Super Bowl. The Heisman's not a big deal for him, but it's Pete Carroll leaving them amidst all this scandal. It's the fact that they've had a subpar team for the past few years and they're always overhyped. It's the fact that Lane Kiffin came to replace him, and Lane Kiffin's probably one of the most
though. All he can do is recruit. And if you're USC, that's a hotbed in Southern California. They're going to win games. They're going to win games this year. So they don't make it to a bowl. In 2 years, they're going to win a national title. Matt Barkley's a great player there. And this isn't a big deal because you look at FSU had 23 players suspended, a huge scandal against all their sports. Do you remember that? It was like 2 years ago. Not a big deal. This is going to blow over just like anything else.
You got a good point there, and yes, it will blow over, but their name is going to be tarnished, honestly, because it's a very controversial program that replaced a controversial coach with another controversial coach. So it's going to happen. It's going to have some reverb for the next few years. Oh, yes, it will go away, but like all things, it's going to have some time.
I think that at this particular moment in time, it's a big hot button issue, but in the long run, not really anything important. Alex, one more question. Let's hear it.
All right, guys, good job so far. We're here with one last question from Carly. Carly, what do you want to know?
Well, I'm a big Clemson Tigers fan, and I want to know if the Tigers have a legitimate shot at winning the ACC championship this year.
Great question, Carly. Guys, what do you think?
All right, Tom, the ACC is wide open. Does Clemson have a shot?
I like Clemson a lot, but they've got a tough schedule coming up, and they've just got beat up. Kyle Parker hit constantly in the last 2 games. I'm going with Virginia Tech. I think they're the better team.
Tom, you stole my pick. You stole my pick. Virginia Tech I love. I don't think Clemson's got what it takes, but for the sake of debate, I'm going to go someone else. I'm going to pick Florida State. I think they've got a solid start to this season. It's not the best, but they could pick it up. And I honestly think they're just a better team than Clemson. If Virginia Tech falls out of it, I think Florida
What about
State's one that
Miami?
picks back up the
Miami's a good
gauntlet.
team,
They do, but Ja'Cory Harris has proven to be a little bit less than expected, maybe a lot of it less than expected. And I think I think that Florida is the one that comes out of the good old Southern State.
So if you guys are both going with Virginia Tech, I got to ask you, Commonwealth Cup, it could come down to it because, hey, Virginia's been playing real well.
Virginia, really?
Does Virginia,
Really?
hey,
Who are their last 2 opponents? Richmond and
VMI.
VMI, yes.
I
beat it, hey.
gotta pull the Homer bell on you here, Christian. Virginia it's a good program, but it's not what it was a few years ago. I don't see them upsetting Virginia Tech.
No depth, no quarterback play, no chance.
oh, come on. Well, thank you, Alex. That's all the time we've got from the fans. When we return, Eric is going into a little match play with Paulo De La Feld to talk Ryder Cup. Don't go anywhere.